Loneliness is a big problem in this country. Children leave after a certain age, and then parents are left alone.
They do not have that big sense of community like compared to Asia countries, especially like in China. The Asians, they are more focused on the communities. Most of Asian households, they have a very, very strong family values. She telling me, okay, Vincent, you will go to America. I was scared. My English are really bad, and I wasn't prepared at all. But I'm also very excited because cool.
People who are not living in America, they just feel, oh, America is so cool. It's it's so happening. The nightlife is so good, and you get to do a lot more things, a lot more freedom.
Think about New York. Think about California. It's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
It's first month, second month, the culture shock. I saw gunshots. I was living in a high floor. There's a shooting in the playground, in a football field. I see a guy take off his pistol and shoot another guy twice. It was a big news.
Wow.
I was shocked. I was amazed. I was speechless. When you saw the lights in the front of a big, giant God's creations, my worries, my anxiety, it just goes away. It's just like, compare this is nothing.
I went to Himalayas for a trek, looking at how beautiful sunsets are on a snowy mountain.
Right.
And the rays of the sun just falls on the snow. It looks so golden.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, I have lived it all. And we should remind this not just to others, but to ourselves as well every day, that you're the best, you are beautiful, you can do it. And you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. You just need the determination, the confidence, and the perseverance to get through it. And there is always light at the end of the tunnel.
Money can solve the problem. Money, okay, if you have monies, you can go to anywhere. You have a relatively secured future. So that's why people feel that the money can bring the security. But not all problems can solved by the money.
Money brings momentary happiness. Like you at the moment you feel very euphoric. It might wear off, and then you would be back to the same person that you were before.
If you see homeless people and you give him $1 and you feel happy, there are two kinds of happiness you have to be aware of. The thing doesn't kill you, make you stronger.
Hi, welcome to episode 4 of The Shift with Jay Dodia. I try to bring you stories of change and inspiration from people who have moved away from their homelands, from their home countries. Today, I am going to interview Zenan Shen. He is a person from China. He is doing his bachelor's in public health currently and is shortly going to pursue his master's degree after it. He has been here in the United States since the past 10 years. And in between, he has lived in Germany for like a few months, and then he has traveled to 22 different countries. He has seen the world from a very different perspective. He has a lot to share. It's a very power-packed conversation, a very deep and intense conversation that we have about a lot of things, a lot of social issues, a lot of philosophical topics. I think if I actually tell you more about it before you hear it from Vincent himself, Vincent aka Zenan Shen, it would be unfair to the conversations that we had. I think you should hear directly from Vincent himself, and I'm sure you are going to love these conversations, and they are going to make you think a lot about a lot of things in life. Before further ado, let's dive in and let's hear it from Zenan Shen himself. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of The Shift with Jay Dodia. I bring you stories of change and inspiration. Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Zenan Shen, aka Vincent.
Hello,
Yes.
everybody.
Yes. So Vincent has a very unique personality. He loves to talk. He loves to talk about a lot of things, and that's why he's here with me. With the tea that we have, he loves the tea that I bring him. So yeah, let's hear from Zanan. How are you
Yes.
doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
How do you feel today?
It was great. Looks the weather. It was
Yeah,
a
it's very sunny
wonderful
today.
sunny Saturday, and you know, the in the past weeks always gloomy, but finally we see some sun today.
So you have like two names. One is Zenan Chen, and the other one is Vincent.
Right.
Tell me something about how did you get the name Vincent? Like, is that a normal thing for every Chinese person to have two names?
Oh, that's very interesting questions. So basically, my back to the middle school, I was in China, and my middle school English teacher, she's from Australia, and she cannot pronounce Chinese name, and it's very hard for her to pronounce. Instead, she decided to give us English name. So
Okay.
she literally just wrote a bunch of name on board and let us pick.
Oh, so you had to pick names written from the blackboard? That's
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So the entire class has a second name from the very start. What age did you actually get your name?
So I got my name because I think it's very unique and I think
Okay.
it's very cool. Yeah.
So, like, how was the picking process? Like, it was like you pick any name you want, or else just okay, these are the five names, and you have to choose one from the five, or there were like 100 names, and you could choose whatever you want.
Well, there's a name on the board, but it's a normal English name like Jack, Bill, and always some people want to choose a unique name that's a different than others. For example, I sing a name like Candy, and I sing a name like April. I mean,
Okay.
April is normal, but some people name them as a apple or something like candy.
Okay.
So my English teacher doesn't want us have a sounds strange name.
Okay.
So we had to choose a name from the blackboards. Or if we want to choose a name that's not on the board, has to be approved in order you can use that name.
I
So
see. I see. Well, that's very interesting, very new for me
yeah,
because I never had to change my name.
yeah.
So, yeah, your teacher can be considered your second mother because she gave you your second name. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you, how old were you? Like
I was back time I was 12, 13 years old.
12 or 13 years old, and you got your name. Okay. And you shifted at a very young age, at the age of 15, to the United States.
That's right.
How did that happen, and why did that happen?
So basically, I had the opportunity that allowed me to study in American public school, and when I was 15, right after the middle school, and I felt okay. I fell in love with the American education system, and that's why I decided to pursue my education in America.
Okay, like at the age of 15.
Right. I was with a host family back time.
Okay.
Back to time I was in New Hampshire.
Can you tell me more about the host family? What exactly is the concept of a host family?
So the concept of a host family, it's the family that a local family taking a responsibility for your life and for your health and everything, pick you up from the school, um, take care of you like they take care of their children, and instead you pay some money for them to take those responsibilities.
Okay.
Basically, for example, I call my host family mom and dad because they're literally my American mom and dad.
Okay, nice. So, living with this host family, how was the experience? How was the family? And like, yeah, because you did not meet them before coming here. So, yeah, how was it?
So at first, you do feel very strange because you don't have so much relationship bonding with them.
Correct.
With the time shifting, you start building the emotional bondage, and you get more comfortable, and you're really immersed into the family environments, and then you're in a stage as you think, oh, I think I'm a part of the family. So that is how it feels, and you know, especially if you're international students, you do experience, okay, what's American life feels like, and you know, there are a lot of culture shocks that you won't get comfortable at the first time, and but I will say that host family, it's a very good way to overcome the culture shock, and it helps you to uh, have a better understanding of what a normal American life feels like. Yeah.
So it makes things easier.
Yeah, it does make things easier for me to. I mean, if you're in a host family, you're 24/7 with them, and you know they're your parents in America.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like your legal guardians, you can say.
Yeah. They sign you guys sign a contract, and they will take full responsibility. Like, for example, the car accident or any bad thing happens, they will take responsibilities.
I see. That's nice. Really nice concept, and I did not know about this until now.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't know in the past few months. I mean, we are a part of Global Connect,
Right.
and we do have a couple that was a host family in the past, Tim and Lynn, if you know them. Yes. So I do know some aspect of it, but from their perspective. But from the other side, like from a student perspective, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, thank you.
So you actually selected the host family before coming here?
No, the school select for me. So the school will posting the information that's saying, okay, we have international students incoming, and they will searching for the local family who are interested to be a part of the program.
Okay.
So actually the school set for me.
Okay. So you don't have to do much about it, but the school has to. They have to make sure that the family is good and warm
they had to do
welcoming.
The background check for the family, make sure we can be treated well. And I will say some of the host family, they're looking for the monies. Some of the host family, they just for some reason, for example, when their kids left for college, they have an empty room, and they don't want to feel alone when their kids in a college. That's why sometimes they want to host international students, not because for money, but because the wholeness of the family. Yeah.
Now that you say, the people here feel a lot alone.
Yeah.
Because like parents, the children leave after a certain age, and then parents are left alone. And loneliness is a big problem in this country.
I do feel that so, because looking at America, American doesn't live in the house of a community. You will see, especially in a countryside, like the houses are very far away from each other, and they do not have that big sense of community, like compared to Asia country, especially like in China. That's everyone living in apartments. You're just 3 steps away from your neighbor. In America, like everyone living so distance from each other. Like if I remember back to high school, I was in New Hampshire. If I want to go to grocery shopping, my host family had to drive like 20 minutes to a supermarket just for grocery shopping. In China, like it's just like 3 minutes around the community from the apartments. You can reach to a market, you can buy stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that in this country, that unless if you're living in a city, it's very far away. Everything is very far away. Like
Right.
Yeah, because the country is big. It has like a huge landmass.
Yeah.
So everything is spread out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was something new that you found, that people are very lonely over here, and people in China or in Asian countries are much warmer.
Yes. I also feel that, generally speaking, that's a cultural difference. The mindsets are different. The Asians, they are more focused on the communities. But in America, everything's about individualism. Your individual dreams, in compared to Asia, especially in most of Asian households, they have a very, very strong family values. For example, okay, if you're part of Asian family, you will see all the family members had to sit together, eating the food together and having conversations. And, you will see a lot of Asian households, 4 generations are living under the same roof. But you won't see here, even okay, for Americans, especially the Caucasian families, their parents usually live very far away from their kids, and it's Americans more pursuing the quality of the individual life instead of families.
I see. That's very true. I have experienced that.
Yeah.
I haven't lived here too much. It's just been 2.5 years for me. It's been like 9.5 to 10 years for you. So I'm sure you have experienced it more than I have, and you might have a better understanding of it than I do. But I do have an overview of what you just said.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very true. You came at the age of 15 over here.
That's right, 2015, August 21st.
Okay, yeah. So when you were coming here, before that, what was going on in your head? Like I know that you told me you had learned a bit about American education and American life, and you were very excited about it. But then, what was going on inside your head? What were you thinking? Like I would never be able to go back to China or something.
Well, I always appreciate, life is always been a mystery. Before I came here, when I was in China, I never thought about, okay, one day I will end up in American feeling, back time, I remember when I was in middle school, the least subjects that I'm interested in is English. Because back to middle school, the English for me just language probably I will never use in my life. And, America is just a concept. It's a country that's on the other side of Earth. But who knows? It's just a really sudden opportunity that had a chance that someone tell me, okay, especially my mom, she telling me, okay, Vincent, you will go to America. You will experience what's a life in America. I was scared. My English are really bad, and I wasn't prepared at all. And to be honest, I never seen an American before in my life.
Okay.
And but I'm also very excited because cool, I could see what's life in the other side of Earth, and back time I thought, okay, America, it's capitalists, it's best economy in the world, and people are super smart, people are super rich, and finally got a chance to see what's a life there, and there are lots of fantasies about America.
That's true. That's the general notion, like an outsider perspective for sure.
Yeah.
People who are not living in America, they just feel, oh, America is so cool. It's it's so happening. The nightlife is so good, and you get to do a lot more things, a lot more freedom.
Think about New York. Think about California. Schedule of liberties.
Correct.
Hollywood.
Correct. But then when you come here, you live here for so many years. Life hits you, and then you realize it's not all
that. It's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
It's first time I arrived at Detroit. I was like, are you sure I'm in America? This place looks very sketchy. I wasn't questioning. I was even questioning myself. Oh, okay, am I taking a right airplane?
Yeah, did they take you to the right destination? It doesn't look so happening as it looked in the movies.
Yeah, it's just like, what happened to that street?
Correct. Tell me how your perception towards America changed in the last 10 years. And like compared to what you just said, like you felt America was all stars and all of those things, but then after you came here for 10 years, you experienced America now. How do you look at America?
Well, I will say this first. Visiting America are very different than living in America.
Very true.
So, when people are visiting there, you see the good side of America. You see, okay, New York, you see Times Square, you see the Statue of Liberty, you see all that fancy stuff.
Correct.
But if you're living in America, you probably don't want to live somewhere near to a Times Square. So you actually see what's America about. Mm-hmm. I was, middle schoolers. I see a lot of positive comments about America in China, and everyone are still saying, "Oh, best country in the world," and I was so excited. I have such high expectation about Americas. Then, I arrived here, and the first month, second month, the culture shock. It was really hurts. It was. I started thinking, okay, this is probably not a country that I think of. This is not a country that I imagined. Mm-hmm. That's a stage of, I will say, adjustings. Mm-hmm. You start to adjusting your expectations from a really high to a range that's okay. Probably, America has their own problems and they just don't show it people. And
correct.
Then you start to a stage of acceptance, accepting all the things in America, accepting the good thing about America, accepting the freedom of America, but also accepting the poverty in America, accepting the lack of healthcare in America. So that's the age of acceptance. You're accepting
the violence as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're living here, you're start to accepting everything. You're getting used to it. See, here's in Symbol temples, there are a lot of gunshots. There's a lot of violence I hear. At first place, I said, I'm scared. And then I text my parents, there's another gunshots on our campus. Now I just block the message. Okay. I
have you ever experienced like firsthand, like right in front of you happening?
Yeah, I saw gunshots sophomore year.
Okay. How did that impact you? Like, what went through your mind at that point in time?
Well, back that time, I already living in America for 7 years, so I said, okay, it's just a gunshot.
Okay.
I mopped.
You normalized the gunshot. That's like a very uh, big change.
If that was my first year, I would say, oh, I'm scared. I gonna, what I gonna
Yeah,
do?
and that's
Oh
what
my
America
God,
does to you. Like
I
after
gonna
living
hide
here.
on the floor. I gonna, but sophomore year, I saw a gunshot. I just, oh, that's a gunshot. Oh man, I never expecting it's gonna happen in front of me. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so I doesn't have too much reaction. I just think, oh, it's just a gunshot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 5 minutes later, the cop will arrive here.
Mm-hmm.
I I used to live in Vantage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a building a couple block away from here.
Okay.
2 years ago, I was living in a high floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shooting in the playgrounds, like football fields that you can see from the building.
Mm-hmm.
I see a guy take off his pistol and shoot another guy twice. Then 5 minutes later, the helicopter came. The copper come. They blocked all the way. So it was a big news.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is one thing. Like I wanted to say that after coming to America, you normalize these extreme violence acts
Yeah.
because you see it everywhere, and it's a big problem. But no one addresses it, and they are so good to hide it from the rest of the world that no one else around the world knows that such things are happening.
But I also believe that we had to see differently from 10 years ago now. Because nowadays, the internet, TikTok or any social platform, they can spread the word very fast worldwide. And, very interestingly, I was I was taking a class about American immigration change. A lot of Europeans doesn't want to come to America anymore. Instead, they come to Canada, Australia, because of gun violence in America. So I will say that nowadays with technologies, people will see the real side of
They're more
America.
aware of
Yeah.
things, so that's why they see it online. But then previously it was more, is what you're saying?
Back my time, back to 2012, the internet doesn't that popular yet.
Correct.
So I didn't know anything, the gun violence in America. I didn't know, but as I said, I'm in a stage of accepting. So I accept good and worst of this country in a society. Yeah.
I see. Did you come alone to the United States when you actually came for the first time?
Actually, first time I was came with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my mom stayed 1 year and she left.
Okay.
That's why I had the opportunity to study in a public school in Boston. Then I transferred to a private school in New Hampshire.
Okay. So you landed in Boston, you lived there for a year, and then you shifted to New Hampshire.
Yeah. Then I living with the host family.
So did you see a change in people and environment from Boston to New Hampshire?
Yes. I went to a really good private school. Like my private school, my private high school tuition, even is more expensive than my college tuition. So the people that I around me are very different from the public school and the private school. My high school, private school, people are very educated. People are very nice. People are very like old money. You can tell. Okay, this is a guy. Probably his family has monies, and you can see from the school profile. My high school, private school profile, all the kids are they want to go to uh, Ivy Leagues, all the very competitive private schools. Instead, my public high school kids, they're more choosing the in-state colleges. So that's a very big difference.
I see. Um, did you miss the warmth over here? We spoke about it before, but did you miss the warmth that you felt in China over here? Because New Hampshire, a lot of houses are like very far away.
Yeah, actually, I do. But I will say, there's this, the gods always gonna balance your life.
Mm-hmm.
You gain something and you will lose something at the same time. So there's no such perfect situation that you just gain and doesn't lose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a stage every international student will experience.
Mm-hmm. I see. And then from New Hampshire, you came to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yes.
And what year did you come to Philadelphia?
For college.
For college, what year was it?
It was 2019.
2019. Okay. Okay. And what course did you pursue? You were at Temple University itself?
I'm pursuing the public health.
Public health.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we have a major called health profession.
Mm-hmm.
So this I like that program because at first place I was trying to become a dentist, try to go to dental school. Then COVID hits. When COVID hits, I had the opportunity to do some volunteer jobs, and I was a volunteer at United Nations. There's a project that they hired a volunteer, and I was part of translation team, and I see there are so many inequality in our societies. So, the biggest one is a lack of accessibility in our societies, and I realized,
Accessibility in what terms? Sorry.
the access of the healthcare
Okay.
are not achievable for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I want to make a bigger impact in the healthcare system instead of just individual healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I switched my track to public health.
I see. I see. Did COVID have an impact on you choosing your major as well?
Yeah, that's COVID has changed a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you elaborate a bit? Like you say, COVID changed a lot of stuff. Can you give an example? Why do you say that? I know that it changed lives of many people from socializing to not socializing at all. And
so for me, COVID's really gave me a time to think. We had to quarantine our house. We didn't go out, and then I kept myself busy because I do a lot of volunteer jobs, and but while at home, I think a lot. I think, okay, why I'm doing this, what I can do about my futures. For me, COVID does really give me a time to meditate, especially to give me a time to stay down and think about it, everything, life, majors, futures, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make big impact. As I said, I want to do the public health because the COVID.
Mm-hmm. I see. Did you ever feel lonely?
It's a good question. COVID time, yes, I do miss my friends, families. Throughout the years, the best way to get lonely is to keep yourself busy. When you're very busy, you just, it helps you to get over with the loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That was your coping mechanism, is what I can say?
Yeah.
Okay. So, also, like, did you ever start questioning life? Like, what am I doing here? Why am I here?
Right. Yes, I do actually. There's a book I read during the COVID. It's a story about Sisyphus. Have you heard about Sisyphus? Sisyphus is a story. Basically, to summarize the story, it's that there's a guy named Sisyphus.
Mm-hmm.
He been punished by gods. He had to push a stone all the way to the top of the hill. Okay. Then the stone will falling down, and then Sisyphus will keep pushing the stone back to hell again. Then the stone will falling down the hill again, once again. It's like a circle. It's like internal circles. But Sisyphus has to push this every time they fall, when the stone fall off the hell. And it just really reminds me of our life. What's the meaning of life? You don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. So does this mean everything we do it's meaningless? I don't think so. I will say the process, the actions, the process of actions, why we doing this. The results doesn't matter, but the process and why it's matter. Why I want doing this. I'm doing this not because I want to achieve something. I want to say, okay, I'm doing this. The reason I do this because I want to get 100 on my exam. No, the reason I'm doing this because I'm absorbing the knowledge. I'm finding my interest in the subjects. So that's the one thing. Life doesn't have to be meaningful, but I think life, you need to figure out the action you do. And for example, Sisyphus, why he pushed a stone every single time, even the stone fall back to the starting point. Why he doing this? This is pointless. He knows that once he pull off the top, the stone will falling back again. But he still keep doing this. This is the greatness of a human. We fought. We never gave up.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And this is just as our human life. Nothing can defeat us. Death. We have human history are very long. I mean, it's not long compared to other compared Earth itself. But we never gave up. No matter what's the situation like, no matter it's COVID, no matter it's a war, no matter it's natural disasters, we never gave up.
We kept going.
We kept going on. That's the meaning of life. We live. I couldn't think of, okay, Vincent, tell me why we live. or what you want to achieve after leaving, I cannot tell. And it's what's the meaning of living? But we live. That's all that matters. That's our path. What's the results of the after leaving? What's the results after leaving? That makes sense, right?
It does. Like we live to create an impact, to do better for the society.
Exactly. We might not see the results, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Many of things we do doesn't need to have a result.
Yeah, it's something just that like makes Sisyphus. Us happy.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
The process, as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters.
Correct.
The results, Sisyphus pushed a stone every single time, but the results never came out good.
Correct.
But he's happy. He's enjoying it. That's all that matters.
That's true. You put in the efforts and you don't expect anything in return. You keep doing your karma.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know karma?
Yeah, I know karma.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a very beautiful thing that you actually said. That it's very inspiring for sure.
Thank you.
I'm sure like a lot of stories like these like inspire you.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that. Like what inspires you?
Okay.
Like what keeps you going? What motivates you every day to get up and try to create an impact?
Definitely. One thing I appreciate. Have you seen a movie, Forrest Gump?
Yes.
Yes. There's a very famous quote. Life, it's a box of chocolate. And you never know what's the next one gonna taste like.
Okay.
Something like that.
True. It's like the Pandora's box. You don't know what next is coming out of it.
Exactly. So every day I've been motivated by this sentence because you never know what's today are waiting for me.
Correct.
You know, just like I always making an example. When I was a seniors and I was had a bad day. I said, life sucks," and it's really sad. And suddenly I got the message that, "Oh, congratulations, you've been accepted at Temple."
Oh, wonderful.
It's literally changed my whole perspective.
Correct.
Having a expecting of the day that keep me going on. Okay. Life is a mystery box. You never know what's gonna happen, and it always keep me looking upwards. Oh, maybe today something good will happen.
Yeah, there will be a better chocolate in the box.
Yeah,
the next one.
Exactly.
Correct.
And if you had a bad day, you already say, "Oh, I already had a bad chocolate. Next one couldn't be better. It couldn't be worse."
Yeah, you already had the bad one. So the bad one coming again, the probability of that is very less.
Exactly. This is a mindset that I have.
Yeah, life is ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
For sure. I do believe that it's a roller coaster because I've seen like days where I feel so low. Like I am someone who is always self-motivated.
Yeah.
I never run out of motivation. But then there are days when I even find it hard to get out of the bed and do the basic things, like even cook something or,
You're right.
even if something is cooked, to get it out of the fridge, heat it up and eat. It's sometimes that is also very difficult.
Exactly.
But there are also days when I go on a cooking spree. Like I love cooking some days, so much that I cook something new, get all the groceries from the grocery store, to do the thing just because I feel happy, I feel lucky.
Exactly. You do since you enjoyed it.
Correct. Yeah. So in these 10 years that you have been here, do you feel that your thinking has changed? Like thinking as in towards life and towards what's coming next, like.
Yes. I definitely became more mature. I start to thinking about things that I don't think about 10 years ago. I start to think about sometime about life, sometime about my futures, especially, I will graduating from the college, and now I'm entering the grad schools in August. So those things are keep going, and I had to start to think, okay, do I, after grad school, where will be my next stage of my life? Still gonna be Philly, or still gonna be still going back to China? So those things that I keep me think about this. And
do you ever visit China?
Yeah, I go back every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
So did you see a change in the people over there over the years? Like the way you perceive it?
Yeah. Yes, I do. People, Chinese people did change compared to 10 years ago. I will say that, compared to 10 years ago, I did feel Chinese people became more happy.
Okay.
Be more connected. Technology and globalization are really bonding us together. People are knowing more about Americas, which make me really happy, which also reflect that people are start to, the average of knowledge are increasing, and the people are became more knowledgeable and knowing more about the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, back in middle school, I know nothing about America. I remember 2013, 2014, when going back to China, all my relatives, they only asked me, oh, what's the food like in America? Are you guys eating burgers? Are you eating and French fries? But nowadays, I going back, they ask me, oh, do you like Biden or Trump?
People are getting more aware.
People getting more knowledge
Correct.
about America because globalizations, technologies,
Mm-hmm.
and people getting more knowledgeable, and people are getting more happiness, I will say, because people sort of saying, okay, the gap between Chinese life quality are uh, smaller, getting smaller and smaller with some other developed country like America, Europeans. The quality of life are very close and getting closer and closer, and
Mm-hmm.
I will say it's good. So society are people are happy. People are
What's your definition of happiness? What makes you happy? What makes your day?
as I said, happiness doesn't have to be a good result as long as you enjoy the process. That's happiness. I do fencing. Sometimes my fence really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I get kicked by other schools.
Okay.
But I enjoy it when I fencing. I enjoy the moments that I concentrated and facing in my components.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I win or lose, but at that moment, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. I see.
I will say happiness. It's a moment of reaction. It's not a stage. It's not a stage of emotion. It's a moment of reaction. Sometimes you do feel happy afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't realize at that moment you're happy, but afterwards, also I said, "Oh, I was happy back time." I was fencing when I was concentrating my thing, something, nothing else. I don't really feel happy, but after the game, I said, "Okay, the moment I concentrate is happiness."
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that happiness is a moment of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have to be a stage. You don't have to be realized you're happy to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Happy also could be you think afterward, okay, at that moment, it's happiness.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
see. Do you play any other sport along with fencing?
oh, I only play fencing. I play bowling when I was high school, but that was just for 2 years.
Okay, okay. Do you think sports have a great impact on the way you perceive things?
Yes, yes. Uh, you can learn a lot from sports, especially the uh, personality of as a person.
Mm-hmm. A character?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
resistance is a good one.
Okay.
Never give up. It's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What has fencing taught you?
fencing taught me it's the big thing. It's concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention. That's everything surrounding you. And also another thing is to think ahead. You will predict what's a reaction that your our component will do next step. You will plan ahead,
Mm-hmm.
concentrate, and observation.
Mm-hmm.
Fencing, it's a really a tense sport. It doesn't like a soccer, doesn't like a basketball. You had to use your lot of energies. You had to be a muscle guy, be a guy can run 3 days no stop. You don't have to be that guy. But the fencing are really, I will say, it's a mental sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's a type of fencing in the fencing sports called the saber.
Okay.
The saber game, only the longest
Saber as in the lightsaber from Star Wars?
Yeah, but sabers. So we have 3 different type of blades. You have epee, you have foil, you have saber.
Okay.
The saber game, the longest saber game, I thought it's only 20 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. Usually, if you're new, if you're Rockies at the sabers, the game only lasts like 5 seconds, 3 seconds.
Wow.
But if you're a pro, you know what's.
Is it like point system? How many times you touch the other person?
Saber's a slashing system. Or the foil and the epee are pointing system.
Okay.
Saber are a slashing.
Can you explain it a bit? This is the first time I'm hearing about saber.
So foil and the epee, you got point by stab each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But saber, as long as your blade touch your opponent's body, that counts. You don't have to stab. You can just any part of your blade from the top to your guards, as long as they touch.
So you have to be more agile in that.
What do you mean?
Like as in you have to be more alert. Like what they can do and just react to it impulsively. Like you need to have very good.
That's why I saying concentration are very important. Saber, they have something called priority. Whoever makes the move first, they has a priority.
Okay.
You have to parry his blade during a priority.
Okay. Interesting.
And because saber, they're really fast. You have to really concentrate and observing where his blade gonna go, and parry his blade, and then gain your parry and then make an attack.
I actually never followed fencing as much.
Yeah.
I just watch fencing during Olympics to Olympics.
Yeah.
I guess every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's how I just see it. Like, it seems like a very interesting sport.
Yeah.
But I did not know it has so much dynamics to it.
I will say fencing is a mental chess.
I see.
It's not a sport that requires muscles, energy, but it's
similar to chess, I guess. You plan your moves ahead.
Yeah, it's a sport that's it's a mental chess. So you have to have a really, really concentrated mind in order to play well in the fencing.
I see. So, during your life in the United States, you actually found out a new hobby of traveling.
Yeah,
you traveled to like 22 countries.
Yeah, 22 to 30, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me something about your most memorable moment.
So I remember I went to Alaska during my winter break. I see the northern lights.
Wow.
And it was we camped at the Atlantic Circle around the area, and we drove above to the Atlantic Circle and to chase the lights, and we end up camping the northern light camping sets. Then we saw the lights. It was the most wonderful thing I saw in my life. The northern lights, it's not just lights, just like in pictures stay there, but actually they dance. Yeah. They're moving around, and they just
because they are like gases.
Yeah. It's just like you have a different colors of northern light. You have a red, you have pink, you have like green. And that was the most memorable thing I saw in my life. It's just like...
I'm sure it was one of the most beautiful things you might have.
Yeah, it's like... but I will say it's like... It feels like they open a window from the sky.
Was it like an out-of-the-world experience?
Yeah, this is something keep in mind in my life.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel while you were watching it? Did you expect what you actually saw?
No, I was expecting in something like in a picture, it's just a light. But I was shocked. I was amazed. I was speechless
Uh-huh.
when you saw the lights. The lights are like moving and swaying, and you really start to wonder, oh my god, in the vast of a universe,
Yeah.
in the front of a big giant God's creations, and we are nothing. I feel released. All my okay, because to be honest, I didn't did really good on my exam before I go, and suddenly I feel relieved. Oh, compared to the thing I saw, compared to the whole universe, compared to the entire amazed thing that God created,
It was therapeutic.
it just my worries, my anxiety, it just goes away. It's just like compare this is nothing. My worries, my anxiety, this is nothing, and
Yeah.
I feel so small. To see such big,
Correct. I can relate to it.
yeah,
It just feels like how insignificant our problems are in front of this entire universe.
exactly. It's like you know, God creates such a beautiful thing, and
Correct.
there's nothing can unsolved in my issue in my life.
I went to Himalayas for a trek for like 10 to 12 days.
Wow.
Um, Looking at the magnanimity of the mountains over there,
Yeah.
looking at how beautiful God's creations are,
Yeah.
looking at how beautiful sunsets are when you're in the middle of nowhere on a snowy mountain,
Right.
and the rays of the sun just falls on the snow. It looks so golden,
Yeah.
and it just feels like I have lived it all.
Yeah. 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 It definitely has that
Yes,
feeling. It's
you,
like
you just feel like your life has meaning to it now.
right. Exactly. Sometimes I believe Christians. I do believe that okay. There's no the lights. It's God's creation, and I am the God's creations. We all here glorify the gods, and it's very interesting.
That's a very beautiful thing that you say that every human being as well
Yeah,
is as unique as
as
the
a
the
northern
northern
light
lights.
and
Yeah.
all that beautiful thing that happen in the world. Yeah, you are the amazed. You are the wonderful. You are the greatest thing
Yes,
in the
true, true,
world.
true. And we should remind this not just to others, but to ourselves as well every day that you're the best, you are beautiful, you can do it,
Yeah,
and you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. You just need the determination, the confidence, and the perseverance to get through it. And there is always light at the end of the tunnel.
exactly,
Yes, the tunnel doesn't go on forever,
exactly.
and we should keep reminding that to ourselves every day because uh, in today's world, some people they feel a little insecure.
Right. I find it's very true because I feel that nowadays people's security are came from the money.
Yeah,
Do you
true.
feel the same way? Because I feel that people are making money is because money brings them the greatest security. But I would say no. Money does bring you a certain part of security, but doesn't bring you all security.
Okay, that's a very deep statement that you put there. Can you
Yes.
talk a little bit more about it?
Yes. People the reason people feel insecurity and because you don't know the uncertainty about the future, you don't know what happened in your future, and people feel insecure. Money can solve the problem. Money, okay, if you have monies, You can go to anywhere. You have a relatively secured future, as secure as possible. If you're billionaires, you don't worry about your futures because I will say like 70% of problem in the world can solve by monies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people feel that the money can bring the security. But not all problems can solved by the monies.
Correct.
Such as your happiness. Many people say, okay, money doesn't buy happiness.
But it can actually buy things that can bring you happiness, is what people say. That's the narrative out there. Like,
here's
money
the
can't
thing.
buy you happiness, but money can buy you things that can make you happy.
If you already living in an environment that's everything's fancy, you don't feel happy anymore. I feel happy because I'm from poor, and then I get a lot of money. I feel happy because achievements.
Correct.
Because this money I work hard, I made those monies. This is a reflection of my hard working, not because this money can buy me a nice car. And if you live, for example, if you're born in a really rich family, the money just feel the thing that you don't appreciate.
True.
It. Yeah. So they don't feel happy because they have money.
Money brings momentary happiness. Like you at the moment you feel very euphoric.
Yeah.
But then after the moment passes, like let's say after a few days or a few weeks or a couple of months,
right,
it might wear off, and then you would be back to the same person that you were before.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I saw very interesting research saying that, okay, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, all those rich countries, their happiness doesn't really high as a country like Colombia or like Cuba, those relatively not strong economies. Money does bring you good life, doesn't mean bring you happiness. Money bring you a false sense of security in the future.
Is it right to say that money is also a kind of addiction, like smoking or drinking? Because like why I say this is because some people they smoke because it looks cool, then it becomes their way of life. Then smoking doesn't give them the cool vibe that they actually used to get initially. Like I don't smoke, but I have seen people talking about these things. Like it gives you momentary, uh, just a good feeling. Not a good feeling, but then just a relief, you can say. Like once you get addicted to it, and then after it wears off, you either need more of the cigarette or the drink, or else you just don't feel so good anymore. You are double depressed.
Right.
So is it okay to say that money is also similar to that? Because when you get more money, you feel very happy, but then when that money goes away, you feel very
empty.
sad. Yeah, you feel empty. Yeah, you feel the void.
I do feel.
And then you try to get more and get more. You're never satisfied.
Yeah, it's human nature. So greedies. Yeah. There's never gonna be enough to can refill the emptiness of our hearts. So that's why people are pursuing some outside of material. You have to pursuing the spiritually. Those things the money cannot bring.
Correct.
I remember there's a thing. I attended one lecture back to the high school. From a priest. He's telling us, okay, if you see homeless people, and you give him $1 and you feel happy, there are two kind of happiness you have to be aware of. One of happiness is happiness itself. you give the money, you feel happy because that person can buy the foods, the person can have a shelters. Another type of happiness is give him the money and it satisfy you. You're keeping start to telling yourself, oh, you did good thing. And I changed that person's life because I gave him $1. You satisfy your own happiness. There are two different type of happiness we have to be aware of. Why you giving him money? That's a thing we need to think of. If you give him money because it can satisfy yourself, that's not right. If you give him money because you truly want him to be happy, not because some rewards or can satisfy you, Sometimes I think that question a lot because sometimes I do feel that most of time I do good thing not because I want to do those good things, rather than if I do those good things that make me happy because it satisfies my spiritual needs. I do this good thing, God will reward me one.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference.
Correct.
Does that make sense, right?
It does make sense. It does make sense. Very much. Like, I don't know what to reply to that, but then I'm just absorbing everything that you're saying, and it does make me think a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah,
that's
really important concepts that bonding to my the meaning of life, because the true happiness is a moment. It's not a result. If you're expecting, I donate $1, I feel happy because I do good thing. That's you're focusing on the results. If you donate $1 to a homeless guy, you're not expecting the homeless guy will appreciate you, saying, you're such a good guy, thank you so much. If you're not expecting them, you're truly doing this for him. That's the meaning of a life.
True. You shouldn't do things that
you're looking for rewards.
So that's you being very selfish, self-centered. But you should do it just out of love and just kindness. Yes. That you want to do it not because you think you will gain something out of it, but you should do it because you might make the world a better place.
Right. Even you didn't really want to have some physical rewards, but the mental reward also, you cannot have a mental rewards. Correct. Because mental rewards are another type of results you're looking for. Okay, I'm doing this to satisfy I don't know, because I did feel I don't think God could have given me, so I donate $1 to make me feel better. So no, you're not doing this for such reason.
Correct.
So that's why doing something, I think why I'm doing this. I'm doing this, do I looking for something back, or do I just do it out of my happiness and the value of the thing?
Yeah. You don't have to have a business mindset for everything. Yes. Sometimes you just have to be a human. And it doesn't take too much to be a human.
Trust me, if you're a concept artist, the life became much happier. Because you will receive some unexpected rewards that you don't think of.
Correct.
That's true. Trust me, if you're living this way, having such mindsets, your life will be much happier.
That's very true. I would try to inculcate it in my everyday thinking process and the way I live.
And if you're doing something out of results, you will live unhappy if the reward doesn't match what you're thinking. You're doing $1, you're expecting the homeless people say, thank you, you're such good, sir. But instead, he's just saying, okay. What's wrong with this guy? you know what I'm saying, right? So you will feel, unhappy if the result doesn't.
You should be grateful for things, but you should not expect people to be grateful to the deeds you do for them. For sure.
Exactly.
That just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't add up. True. Um, so you bring from China,
Yeah,
uh, and you're here for 10 years, and
right.
you have lived your life 15 years in China.
Yeah,
So 15 over there, 10 over here, and maybe a few more over here because at least a few more over here because
at
of
least
your
like
yeah
2 years
because your grad degree.
grad school. Yeah.
Yes. So do you ever get the feeling like, am I a Chinese person or am I American now?
Oh, that's just a very, very. This is my favorite topic. It's identity crisis are every single student who are living in America for a long time or has to go through. For me, the most direct time that I'm facing is, when I hang out with Chinese friends, they think I'm too American. When I hang out with Americans, they think I'm too Chinese. So I will say this: we are living in such globalization world, and I call myself the global citizen.
Mm-hmm.
You do not, the concept of nationality would not be no longer existing because, from China to America, you just take half day off airplane. It's only 12 hours. And this is the longest distance you can take.
Really? It's 12 hours?
Yeah, from Boston to Beijing, yeah, 12 hour.
Oh, it's more for like from Philly to Bombay, like where I come from.
Yeah.
It's like 14 to 15 hours for Bombay, and you're saying 12 hours to Beijing?
Yeah, 12, 14 hour, yeah.
Oh.
Also, depending, if you travel from this,
Okay, it goes over the North Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just on range between 12 hours to 14 hours.
Mm.
Also, it makes sense because if you fly India, you have to cross more
Correct.
distance. Anyway, my point is, the technologies and the internet and everything developing and make the world smaller. And we do not have to put ourselves in a box. Okay, if you're Chinese, you must be a Chinese. If you're American, you must be American. We can live in a hybrid life. You can be a Chinese and American at the same time. For me, I have a Chinese roots. I have Chinese heritage. I'm also have some American culture, some mostly American education in me.
Mm-hmm.
I damn myself as global citizens. I don't put myself in a certain way as, oh, you're Chinese, oh, you're American.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I'm Chinese American at the same time.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Also, one more thing that comes to my mind is that you lived here during COVID.
Right.
And during COVID, because COVID like happened to have its epicenter starting from China, there was a huge anti-China sentiment around.
Right.
Did you actually feel a bit of discrimination or detachment towards you and Chinese people over here?
Yeah, back time I did feel a little bit scared because, sometimes even in American media, this is, this, some media, I don't want to put their name, but they call it Chinese virus. That's really make a really big impact. I did feel scared because I'm Chinese, and it's not fair to call the Chinese virus because it feels really personalized against me, and I didn't want the virus. And it brings a lot of hatred in America, and people start to focusing on the Chinese immigrations. Like I saw one of the example, it's during a time there are a lot of Chinese students got attacked in a subway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and especially many of older generations being attacked in Chinatown. So I do feel scared, and I do feel helpless, because this is a fact that I'm a Chinese, I'm not American, and as I said, if American always gonna think I'm a Chinese, so I do feel scared back time. Yeah.
How do you uh, keep going with that feeling in your heart all the time, and like how do you cope up from that feeling? How do you at least try to cope up?
Racism, it's a matter of education. You cannot expecting everyone has a high education in our society. I couldn't think of people with higher education say some racist stuff, but we cannot avoid it. That society society always gonna have some people doesn't really have education. So instead, focusing on sadness of the being attacked, you should focusing on how to change the issues, such as bring the awareness of education, and telling people more facts about China, about other minorities. And I believe that many people are start to receiving more higher educations. Then our society will make better. You're always looking upwards. You're always looking okay. Back to civil rights time, and it's really a hard time, because Americans, especially in a southern part of America, people doesn't really like. I will say at least 40% people doesn't have a proper college degrees. The ignorance that came out racist, but now with the education system start to teaching everybody, and start to raising awareness of racists, and we see the improvements in our society. So I looking upwards, and I'm expecting the futures more American will be more educated, and the people will learn. Also, the internet technologies, globalizations will let Americans learn what's true about China. Yeah.
So yeah, education surely is the key to all the problems that are there.
Right.
Yes, if people are more aware of the problems and actually how sensitive the issues are, the better they react to it, and the better the world becomes as a place like to live in harmony. Very true. Um Also, one more thing. You went to Germany in 2022.
Right.
Tell me more about why you went there and how long did you stay there?
So it was a summer program. I had a chance to study my Germans in University of Leipzig. It's in Saxon. Saxon is a border with Czech Republic. So actually, the city that I was in is called Leipzig University. Very beautiful cities, and very interesting place.
How different was it from China and America?
Oh, I will say German has gave me a lot of culture shock. The Americas, from Chinese perspective, I already have some imagination or expecting about Americans. But there are a lot of cultural things in Germany that I didn't know. For example, one big culture shock steering. German make eye contactions all the time. Like even on the streets, they staring at you and make eye contact. From a person who live in America, I feel very uncomfortable, like being stared all the time. But it's just a German thing. The Germans steer you when you eat, when you drink, when you talk. You have to make eye contact all the time.
Like a lot of eye contacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one thing, and also I've been yelled at by Germans because I was riding a bike and one of my hands holding a phone for GPS. The old lady started yelling at me in German. So I've been yelled at many times in German. So and German people doesn't really care about your, in China we have something called face culture. Oh, you don't want to embarrass people from the public, but German people doesn't have that culture. If you walk on the bike lane, they will yelling at you. If you're holding a GPS on your one hand and you're riding a bike on your other hand, they will yelling at you. They will yelling at you when you make a mistake. They don't care if it's embarrassing in public or not, but they will yelling at you. Also, German shop doesn't really open on Sunday. No grocery shopping, nothing open on Sunday.
Nothing,
literally nothing. Even the pharmacy doesn't open on Sunday. It's like, I want some grocery shopping. Nothing open. But I will say the life quality in Germany is wonderful. I want, if I retire, I want to buy a house.
Do you think people over there are more disciplined?
No.
They're not?
There's some weird stereotype of a German, like especially punctuation. I take German train 3 times. Every time the train was late. The Deutsche Bahns, the German train never punctual, never ever punctual. So I would love to share the most ridiculous thing that happened when I was in Germany. So I was planning to travel from Leipzig to Hamburg. I booked my museum tickets at 1 p.m. And I booked my ticket from Leipzig to Hamburg. I forgot 8 or 9. When arriving there, the train was there. The train lady says, "No, you cannot board." And I walked to the ticket lady, the front desk of Deutsche Bahns. I start to asking her. I asked her clearly in German, "Oh, what's passiert? My ticket's not working." And I asked her in German back time, and she literally says, "No English, no English." Das ist Deutsch, nicht English. Ich spreche Deutsch. I'm speaking German now. No English, no English. I was so angry. It's like, I started yelling at her. I'm speaking German now. I'm not speaking English. And she just pretended, no English, no English. Then that's how I missed my train. That's the first time. Then second time, I was travel from Leipzig to a German city called Weimar. So starting birthplace of Weimar Republic. I had to stop my train, transfer my train airports in Tübingen. I missed my train from Leipzig to airports. The train was delayed for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So I missed my connect train from airport to Walmart. Then I had to wait for extra 2 hours for the connect trains, next connect trains to come. So I spent like 5 extra hours just in the Hauptbahnhof, the train stations.
Okay. You have traveled to 22 countries. Let's come back to that part.
Yeah.
You told me about the most memorable thing, that was the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any bad experience?
Yeah. So it might sound funny, but I did have a bad experience in Canada.
Okay.
Someone robbed me in Canada.
Okay.
I'm shocked. People always say, "Oh, Canadians are really nice people." I believe too. But the first time I got robbed is in Montreal.
Okay.
I was buying tickets at Subway. Someone grabbed my wallet and ran away.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but I will say this, there are always good people and there are always bad people in this country. You shouldn't judge the country based on your experience of some individuals.
Sure. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. One bad experience doesn't make people or the entire country bad.
Yeah. And Canada has a really nice natures. I had a fun time in Canada besides got robbed.
Oh.
And, Montreal is such a gorgeous country.
I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Before we actually end the conversation, can you tell me, as an immigrant, what were the things that you learned in the past 10 years that you have been away from your home country?
Well, I will say this. First of all, I'm not immigrant. Sorry for correcting you. I'm still on my student visa.
Okay.
So the best lesson I can share is step out of your comfort zones to experiencing, to embrace everything that's surrounding you. You're in America, you're in a new environment. Take advantage. For example, I don't want to go to Chinatown every single day. I want to try different foods around cities. I want to embrace American cultures. All that thing. You have to step out of comfort zone. This takes courage, but the rewards will be good. You will change your views. The moment you step off your comfort zones, that also really showing you, okay, you're really start to become a mature person and you start to have an open-minded. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you explored hidden potentials within yourself on your journey?
Yeah.
Can you give an example of the same? Like, what were the things that made you feel, oh, I can do that as well? I did not know I had so much potential in me.
Yeah. The biggest one is, I would say, I was a really shy person back time, as you know.
And I cannot imagine that. You being shy.
I was scared of my English.
Okay.
My English was awful when I first time arrived here. I even barely can keep the conversation within 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I scared, I terrified, and I don't know. I'm shy. I don't know what should I do. So I decided to change my life. I want to step out. I started to finding people, start to practice my English randomly on the subway, on the bus station, and I just grab person, started talking with them. I start to ask, hey, hello, and they say, you're a nice lady. Say hello. I say, how are you? Say, oh, not bad. And we start have a conversation in this way. It does improve my English a lot.
Okay.
So also, I will say it's a big moment for me because I step out of my comfort zone. I literally can go to Chinatown, talk to Chinese with my Chinese people in Chinatown. But instead, I want to prove my English. I step off comfort zone. I come on the streets and start talking with people in English.
So do you still face the trouble in English? Like, do you still feel like it's too much to keep talking in English every day with everyone?
Um, I don't feel this way anymore because English became more natural for me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And would there be a message that you would like to give out to people who are planning to move or have already moved, like you and me, and are trying to find a home away from home?
Oh, it just the thing doesn't kill you, make you stronger.
Okay.
Because homesick's every step make you. It's a step that all international students had to face.
True.
But it won't kill you. It will just make you stronger.
True.
Mentally, yeah.
Very true. Very true. I live by that quote as well.
Yeah.
That it's not killing me. I mean, what's like, it's not so extreme anything that I can lose.
Right.
I can only get better at it.
Exactly.
True.
And then you will mentally strong.
I also live by the quote that it's never a loss. It's never a loss. It's either a win or either it's a learning experience.
Exactly.
You learn every day through a lot of things, through a lot of people. When you talk to people, as you said, you were very shy, but now you know how to step out of your comfort zone and talk to people.
Right.
Because it's very important to socialize. Humans
Exactly.
need humans to survive.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's a very good message that you give. And I hope that your journey keeps going and it gets more interesting. You visit like 20 more countries till we have like our next conversation.
Right.
And I would love to know more philosophical stuff that we actually spoke about. I actually loved the deep conversations that we
Thank
had.
you.
I wish we could have a lot more. I think we will have a lot more, maybe behind the scenes.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And also, I would love to have you again on the show.
I'd love to be here.
Because
too.
I loved talking to you, the things that you shared, your ideologies, your perspectives.
Right.
I'm someone who is all about perspectives, and the way you made me think, the way you made my mind to work, it just makes me feel very good. It just
Thank you for listening.
It just feels like a mental workout, and I love workouts. So
that's good.
So I would love to keep having this connection that we have, the friendship that we have.
Most definitely,
And
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's been an honor.
Thank you all, and see you on the next one.
See you guys.
Is this a good spot? Just check. Is this a good spot?
Your faces are way too dark.
Faces.
You're
Okay. Is it still dark?
okay. I try to. Okay.
What are you doing?
3, 2, 1, start.
Okay, you restarted.
Yeah, I started.
Okay. It's just wrong. Okay. I am speechless. Zenan Shen, you actually, Zenan Shen, sorry, let me restart. Shen, right? Shen, okay, sorry, my bad. I said your name wrongly. Anyway, is it on? It's on?
Yes,
okay. I am speechless. Vincent, we had such amazing talks, such deep conversations. I mean, I was going places while just sitting over here and talking to you about so many different things that I never actually thought about. I thought a lot about money. I thought a lot about how one person can just experience nirvana at a place just like, in the country very next to you, and how someone can actually live a life more happily. You made me think a lot, and I loved the deep conversations that we had. At the end of it, I would just like to say is I would want this talk to happen again on some other topics, and I'm sure that we will definitely have it, and I will definitely bring you back on the show because I really would want to get to know more such things from you and get to know life from a better perspective. Thank you so much. And to the viewers, if you really loved this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Put a comment down there how you actually found this video, how it actually changed the way you think about certain things. And yeah, I will keep coming with such stories, and you will surely be entertained, and you will surely hear more about more deeper conversations from me. Till then, take care. Bye. Peace. Peace out.